They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling, they're trying to catch me right into Ibrox, catch me right into Ibrox. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And the Rangers fans will be hating if it is Danny Rohl that rolls into Ibrox to become the brand new permanent manager of the club. And the entire thing is a bit of a shit show, shitter than my Chamillionaire intro there, but I tell you what, this isn't an appointment of a millionaire club. This seems like a poor man's appointment. This seems like a Russell Martin 2.0 appointment. From what I've seen, nobody really wants Danny Rohl to be the manager of Rangers, but judged and based off the odds, it's looking very likely that he could be the next man to come in to govern and take over the Rangers hot seat. He is now odds-on favourite with all the bookmakers. Now, for today, this video, the purpose, we're going to be on Bet365, but Danny Rohl with Bet365 and most of the other bookmakers is 1-2. Now, it's interestingly worth noting that Kevin Muscat earlier today in the morning was 1-3. Then, of course, the news broke that the deal was off, and since then he's went out to 16-1. Now, around 8 o'clock last night, or should I say earlier, not earlier, this is Monday, I'm getting lost in the days. All I know, it was a beautiful Sunday. It was a beautiful Sunday when Celtic lost 2-0 against Dundee. I know that for sure. Getting lost here, losing track of the days. Right, so on Sunday morning, Kevin Muscat was 1-3. Then the news broke around about Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, that Muscat would not be the new manager of Rangers. He then went out to odds of around 16-1, and Danny Rohl quickly became the favourite. Now, he was 64 on Sunday night, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was also around 5-2, so it was very close between Danny Rohl and Solskjaer. You also had Barry Ferguson down at 8-1, and you had Steven Gerrard at 6-1, but obviously now things have changed. We're into Monday morning and the odds have moved. Danny Rohl's now come in as a big favourite, and that means Solskjaer's went out, Gerrard's went out, and Barry Ferguson has went out. Sean Dyche has also went out. He was 12-1 on Sunday evening. Now he is 20-1. But another name that's popped up out of absolutely nowhere is Knutson. Now, this guy always seems to be linked to a job anytime there is a team in Scotland looking at a manager, but it seems to be the longer it goes on, the less likely he is to come, because he's doing a great job at Bodo Glimt. But once again, he is in the mix, and in terms of odds, he is ranked as the third most likely manager to get the Rangers job. I don't personally think it's going to be Knutson, but he is 12-1 if you think he can do it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is 9-2, and Danny Rohl is 1-2. So that's your odds. You got Gerrard 16-1, Barry Ferguson 20-1. I think they're unlikely. Frank Lampard is also went out to 20-1. So it is looking, based on these odds, it's looking likely here that it is going to be Danny Rohl. And Danny Rohl just isn't really that exciting of an appointment. It screams Russell Martin to me. Actually, if you look at his career and if you look at his line of work and his statistics, Danny Rohl's got a less impressive resume than Russell Martin does. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be a worse manager, but if you're just purely basing it on his clubs and his previous work, then I would say that Russell Martin had the better CV. Certainly think he had a better CV than Danny Rohl. So, yeah, Danny Rohl, I don't get it. This obsession with going down south, whether it be for a manager or whether it be for players, it's just, it's redundant, and I think it's tiring. And to me, that both Celtic and Rangers should be looking elsewhere. I think that Scottish football is better than taking the rejects from down south. And yeah, I'm not a fan of our. I mean, look at Hearts. Transfer window, great. Sign the Jamestown Analytics signing these players from these obscure leagues, and they've come in and they've been great. Whereas we see clubs or top clubs signing players from the Championship, and 9 times out of 10 they fucking flop. I mean, if you look at, especially if you look at Rangers, how many players have they brought in from the chat? I mean, whether it be your Cantwells or your Rothwells or your Kieran Dowells. I mean, there's just so many players that have come in from the English Championship that just suck. You know, they aren't up to the standard of the Scottish football. And I think sometimes when it comes to players, when it comes to managers, say down south, they seem to think that Scotland is this piss poor Diddy league that they can just show up and they're going to start winning games or going to start playing great. And you know, I think they tried to come to Scotland and they use it as like a freebie. I think they come to Scotland thinking this is going to be a stepping stone and that they're going to come here and automatically have success and it'll look good. They'll put a trophy on their CV and then it'll get them a bigger and better move. But I mean, that doesn't tend to happen. So yeah, the Danny Rohl appointment, I don't think's that exciting. Although I'm not necessarily sure that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be a great appointment either. I don't think he's impressed. Knutson, I think, is the obvious one that I'm pretty sure Rangers fans would love Knutson, but at 12-1, I don't think that's likely to happen. But he has appeared out of nowhere. You know, I will say that he's become third favourite. But based on these odds, it is kind of looking like a two-horse race between Danny Rohl and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and neither of them would fill me with confidence. But if I had to pick one, I think I'd be more willing to give Solskjaer a chance. I think I would rather go down the Solskjaer route, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Who else have you got in here? You got Stephen Robinson 20-1, Rafa Benitez 20-1, Slaven Bilic 20-1, Raphael Wicke 25-1, Neil McCann 25-1, Stephen Smith to get the job permanently. That's definitely not going to happen, but he is 25-1. Gary O'Neill 25-1. Ralph Hasenholt 33-1. You got Stephen Davis 33-1. Rob Edwards 50-1. And then Marco Rose 40-1. So yeah, just a lot of these names will not be anywhere near the job, in my opinion. It is looking like a shootout between the top two, Danny Rohl and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Kevin Muscat, for what it's worth, is still 16-1, as is Stevie G. Now, and both of them have been basically ruled out of the Rangers job, yet they are sitting joint fourth favourite. But Danny Rohl was supposedly turned down as well at the start of last week. And now he's odds-on favourite. So just because you're told no, or just because you turn the Rangers job down once, doesn't necessarily mean, based on what we're seeing here, that... And even with Kevin Muscat, if you turn this job down, it doesn't mean you're not getting it. And if you agree to take it, and if it looks like you're getting it, then nothing seems secured. Nothing seems to be confirmed. And I mean, at this point, I don't think we'll know I don't think we can trust who the Rangers manager is going to be until he's actually in the door and holding up the scarf and wearing a suit and, you know, getting bad results on the pitch. That's when we'll know that the manager is in and he's permanent. But yeah, I think Rangers need to get somebody in. They need to get somebody as soon. Obviously, this will not be fixed in time for Thursday, but they really need to try and get it sorted, I think, for their next league game. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it. There is your odds right there. Really poor. England to win the Women's World Cup, 27-1 for anybody who cares. I certainly do not. Let's have a look at some odds then for... We'll have a look at some odds for the Scottish Premiership. Why not? Let's do it then. So here we go. Bang. Right. Let's see. I think that Hearts should be favourite. Or Celtic, sorry, are favourites. Hearts are second favourites. Rangers are 16-1. So Rangers 16-1 to win the league title. Same odds as Steven Gerrard, and I believe who's the other? So same odds as Steven Gerrard and Kevin Muscat. So what's more likely to happen? Rangers to win the league, or Kevin Muscat or Gerrard to get the job? Other than Rangers, you've got Hibs 100. Well, I mean, after Rangers, it's done. Let's be honest. No one outside the top three can win it. I would have been open to Hibs at the start of the season, but they just look like they're going to drop way too many points. Despite having... They will win games, and I think they will be right up there. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe they can fight for the top couple of places. I personally think at this rate they're going to finish fourth. and I think they'll finish a comfortable 4th, but who knows? And then after that, none of these teams have a chance. Although Dundee, I wouldn't rule out Dundee. I mean, you've got Stephen Presley, Mr. Perfect Presley. He's always got a shout. He's always got a chance. But Celtic 2-7, £70 on to 120. Not sure. I wouldn't want to part ways with that money. And I remember, if I remember correctly, I think Paddy Power's already paid out for Celtic to win the league title. So, 2-7, not good odds. Hearts 5-2. I don't know. It's close. Tell you what, depending on next week's result, though, these odds will change massively. Unless, of course, it's a draw, then they'll probably stay the same. But a Hearts win could potentially see Hearts go favourite for the title. I think a Celtic win next week, and we'll probably see Celtic go to about 1-6 or 1-7 or something along those lines. Anyway, guys, that's it. Looking like Danny Rohl is going to be the next Rangers manager. We just have to wait and see. But yeah, he is the odds-on favourite. But then again, so was Kevin Muscat, and that didn't materialise. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Till next time, peace.